Your teenage years are some of the most pivotal years of your life because what you do in those years can either set you up positively or negatively going into your 20s, which is why I'm about to tell you the 5 bad habits you should completely avoid as a teenager. Starting with number 1, not exercise. Listen, as a teenager, your hormones are at their peak and you are currently in your developing stages. You're setting up the foundation for yourself, which you then carry on. And so as you develop and as you continue to grow, if you're working out during those stages, not only will you be able to get in shape earlier on, build some muscle mass earlier on, but you'll get stronger bones as well, making it so that once you get into your 20s, you'll feel so much more athletic, so much stronger, better endurance, and mentally you'll feel so much better as well. Personally, I started working out at 16 years old. And this is one of the best decisions I've ever made because it allowed me to get in shape earlier on. But then when I got into my later teens and once I got into my 20s, I was ahead of the game physically. I was in way better shape than most of my peers. I had more energy, I had more endurance, and mentally I felt amazing as well. And you don't necessarily have to lift weights. You can do absolutely anything that you enjoy, whether that's playing a sport, whether that's doing calisthenics, whether that is going to the gym, anything for about 30 minutes to an hour every day, keeping you active. The second mistake to avoid is relying on outside factors to feel better, to feel happy. For example, as a teenager, oftentimes you want to get a girlfriend or a boyfriend to feel fulfilled, to feel happy. Or some teenagers might go towards drugs or alcohol to feel happy and feel fulfilled. But this makes it so that at an early age, you're depending on other factors to feel happy. Your happiness never comes from you, it comes from other factors. And that messes you up because you'll always need more. You know, you want a girlfriend to feel happy and fulfilled, and you get that girlfriend. Then you realize, okay, I don't fully feel fulfilled and happy. You try drugs because you want to feel fulfilled and happy. And then you realize, maybe I should take more, or maybe I should do harder ones. Because the reality is you can never find happiness or fulfillment from outside factors. And so if you go seeking for it that way, you'll be let down and you'll always want to do more. You'll always look for something else. As opposed to if you focus on yourself to feel better. You exercise, you eat good, you spend time with friends, you develop and learn a skill, things that you have control over, things that you can focus on every day, making you have full control over your own happiness. The third bad habit to avoid, and this is a very common one, is watching too much porn. And as a teenager, I know most of you do it. You're now in the stages where you're trying to try new things out, see how they make you feel, keep doing it. But the thing about porn is that it creates an unrealistic approach to sex. You know, you're watching one sexual performance, I don't like it, swipe, onto the next one, I don't like this one, swipe, I don't like this one, swipe, I don't like this one, swipe. Within 20 seconds, you can switch between 8 sexual performances. And so you're programming your mind to get used to that, although it's completely not real. And so now when you go into the real world, when you're talking to girls, it affects your behavior, it affects the way you act. And it might also make you avoid those kind of interactions because you're finding the fulfillment by just watching porn at home. On the other side of this, porn becomes a very easy way to relieve stress. So whenever you feel stressed, you watch porn, you bust a nut real quick and you're good to go. Again, this makes you rely on an outside factor to relieve your own stress. So now whenever you feel stressed, you can never deal with it on your own, you need to watch porn. And this goes back to you need to have full control over your own mind and your own emotion. And as soon as you attach strings to other factors, then you don't have control over that anymore. The fourth bad habit, poor nutrition. And this is super important as a teenager. You need to watch nutrition and eat right. Because as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you're currently in your developing stages. You're growing, you're building muscles, your mind is developing, and food is the main source of that. What is your body developing on? What you put into it, the food that you're consuming. And so if you're not eating enough or you're not eating foods that are rich in nutrients, then there's 2 ways it can affect you, physically and mentally. Physically, it can affect your development. You might not grow as tall as you could have because now you're not eating enough. You might not build enough muscle because you're not getting enough calories, or you're not getting enough protein. You might lack energy because you're not eating enough carbs. And on the other side of this, food can affect how you feel mentally. And so if you're constantly eating junk food and fueling your body with that, and some side effects that can come out of that is you feeling more sad, you feeling more stressed, and you feeling more tired. And the fifth bad habit to avoid is not having your own judgment. Having your own judgment is what allows you to make the appropriate decisions in your life. What program you want to get into, what you want to do for work, what friends you choose, what you want to do after school. And so if you're constantly affected by the opinions of your friends, your parents, your peers, then you might end up making decisions that you'll regret later on because it wasn't actually your decision, it was someone else's decision. Now, I'm not saying to ignore everyone in your life, but you need to be able to extrapolate what to agree with and what to disagree with. Because not everyone that tells you something is going to be right, whether that's your friends, whether that's your teacher, and whether that's your parents. I'm sure a lot of times they can give you great advice, but on the other end, if you deeply know that you want to do something, there's a decision decision that you want to take that you know is good for you and someone else is telling you not to do it, before automatically listening to that other person, you should take a step back and analyze it for yourself. Really think deeply about what you want, how the decision might affect you, and if you want to go with it or if you want to listen to the advice from the other person. Personally, in my life, having my own judgment and making my own decision is what brought me to this point that I am today, pursuing my dream, content creation, and doing this full time. See, after high school, I got accepted to a university and I went into it for economics. Now, within the first semester of being in school, I was also working on a business and working on content creation. And I sooner realized that I wanted to put my full attention and energy into the things that I enjoyed and the things that were working, which was my business, which was content creation. So with my own judgment, I made the strong decision to drop out of school. Now, at the time, of course, that's a big no-no for a lot of people around. Why are you dropping out of school? You're gonna fail. You need your education to succeed in your life. But instead of listening to all those other voices that were trying to affect my decision, I listened to what I truly wanted and what I truly felt was gonna work for me. And I pursued that decision and I dropped out of school. And here I am now, 4 years later, super happy with the decision that I took 4 years ago. Because if I didn't take that decision, I don't think my career would have took off the way that it did. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content and turn on those post notifications so you know exactly when I upload. And that's it. I will see you in the next video.